So there was a new discussion regarding the NFL kickoff return and how a certain team might utilize that. You see the screen right now. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Jalen Warren on the Not Just Football podcast alongside with Cameron Hayward discussed the conversation that special teams coordinator pondered the idea of potentially using Justin Fields in kick returns. Yes, quarterback Justin Fields in special teams, which is it divided many people. I think for the most part, it's people just, a lot of on one side saying it's a horrible idea, it's not going to work, he can't return kickoffs. I think I don't know if I'm the minority or how big that camp is, but I do like the idea of Justin Fields potentially being a special teams player. I mean, one thing to consider is also in this later that day, the Steelers announced that they are declining his fifth-year option, which he was set to make, at least on SpecTrack, $25.6 million in 2025. They decided to pick that up. The reason why they declined that is there's a good chance that Russell Wilson plays well. I'm sure they're banking on Russell Wilson playing well in his one-year deal, having a good season, taking the Steelers far, and he might get a contract extension, whether that may be 2 years, 3 years, or however long that may be. That puts Justin Fields on the back burner, and why would you pick up a contract where in $25.6 million he could potentially be making more than what the starting quarterback is? I mean, as right now, he is making more than the starting quarterback in Russell Wilson, but it's not that much. I mean, Russ is making just under $2 million, and Justin Fields is a little over $3 million. I mean, still both amazing budgets, deals for the quarterback room. But I do like the idea of the possibility of Justin Fields playing special teams. The big part of that is what his ability. Oh, going back to this, that was a contract once again. His running ability, especially in 2022, 1,143 yards, 8 touchdowns. That for a quarterback, and if he did not miss the final game of that year, he would have broken Lamar Jackson's rushing record per quarterback. He's one of the very few quarterbacks to surpass 1,000 yards rushing. Again, he was that close. He was on fire, especially for the running attack in 2022. And I think he had multiple 100+ yard rushing games in that season. Again, it's almost a guarantee. If he would have played that final week, he would have broken Lamar Jackson's rushing record. This shows you the capability of what he can do, even in a down season. Almost, getting 657 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. That's still up there for like the rushing, for the mobile quarterbacks or rushing quarterbacks in the NFL. You look at the size too, 6'3", 227. What does this remind you of? To me, I think the easy comparison is Cordell Patterson. He is a similar size for weight wise. I don't know where he ranks exactly, but height 6'3". I think he is around that weight range. No doubt he is a possibility, and Justin Fields is a athletic. He's a gifted quarterback. He's probably one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the NFL. He has that capability. And I don't want them just to stop at the special teams possibility. I think they might have to look at him, again, if the season goes well for Russell Wilson, use him as a Taysom Hill type of player, Swiss Army knife, a gadget player. Use him at the wide receiver position. Use him at the running back position. Utilize his athletic ability. This is a 1-year deal. With you declining this, it is a 1-year deal, and there's a solid chance this may be the only year you see Fields in the Steelers uniform. And there's also even a better chance, potentially, besides injury, and then as well as the other possibility being just lack of playing well, of Fields ever taking a snap for the Steelers as a quarterback. He might sit the bench for the entire season. That is the real possibility that the Steelers are facing with Justin Fields. So you might as well go out, think outside the box and utilize his skill set, utilize his gifted ability, and not just again in special teams of kickoff returns. Once again, on the offense or whatever that may be, jet sweeps, whatever creativity they think of, or whatever game plans or plays they think of. Be like a Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid, and think about these wild plays. Use the gifted ability that Justin Fields brings to the table for the Steelers. If it's done right, and they can think this through, he can be a wild card, a tough wild card for opposing defense to think about when he's on the field, because he can do multiple things. Similar to Taysom Hill, can he catch the ball? I'm sure, I don't know if he's running that in practice or not, but potentially he could catch the ball, certainly run the ball, be in the running back position. special teams, return kicks, return punts, maybe. This is the capability he can do. And it might be far-fetched, it might be crazy to say putting a quarterback in these positions, but the Steelers fans shouldn't be, it's not out of the ordinary. We have Cordell Stewart in the 90s when they drafted him. In his first few years, he wasn't the starter. He was more used as a gadget player. I know he didn't like that, but he was used as a gadget player. Eventually, he did become the quarterback and did play as a quarterback for the Steelers for a while. But it's a similar skill set, very athletic, and that's what they use Cordell Stewart. This is Cordell Stewart 2.0. This has the pace, the possibility. Would I love to see him get a shot at the quarterback spot and see what he does? And we'll see that certainly in the preseason. Absolutely. I still believe in Fields. I think he has a capability. I don't believe that the Bears did enough to surround him with enough help. You see what they've actually done with Caleb Williams, with already having DJ Moore, but going out there and getting Keenan Allen, getting Roma Odunze, building this team. This is Justin Fields did not have this offense the way Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is walking to arguably one of the best offenses in the NFL already in his rookie year. Justin Fields never had that. His best weapon was DJ Moore last year. You saw what the stats DJ Moore put up, thanks to Justin Fields. So I still believe in him. I don't know if I got in that camp as well. I don't know if I'm in the minority of that. I still believe in him. I do believe he still has a capability, and I want him to get the opportunity to show that. And the Steelers are a perfect example with that. But it's a little tough with Russell Wilson. And again, we have to look at the realm of Russell Wilson succeeding and being the quarterback for the entire season. So, especially for Justin Fields too. And I'm not trying to also push the idea of him changing his positions to have a starting job in the NFL. But I think for the Steelers and maybe for both parties, if he wants playing time, and again, he is immensely talented. He can be a dual threat in multiple positions, a wild card for this offense. And definitely be creative and definitely be a dangerous player. It's certainly a possibility. I'm not saying he's gonna be all pro or Pro Bowl at the special teams if that's what he mostly does or whatever it may be. But he can contribute. He has that. I think it's an absolute waste if he sits on the bench for the entire year and does nothing. Be creative. Again, you have an immensely athletic quarterback, an athletic player. Use his skill set. Use his talents. It doesn't have to be 50 snaps a game, 30 snaps a game, 20. It can be a few snaps a game. Once again, I keep saying this over and over again, like Taysom Hill. Look at the success he has. Look at the impact he has at the times when he does step on the field and play. Justin Fields we can agree, is much more talented than Taysom Hill. So he can bring much more to the table for the Steelers offense that has a new coordinator in Arthur Smith. I mean, we'll see if he ruins the Steelers offense like he did with the Falcons. But I think it should really be a possibility. It really should be a thought for the special teams coordinator, for Arthur Smith, for Mike Tomlin, to really sit down and try to utilize his skill set. Just a thought.